Good morning again. The good news is it's Friday. The bad news is it's Friday the 13th. Now, if you're sort of Generation X, I guess you're either a Freddy or you're a Jason person. I'm a Jason person. So, to celebrate Jason's day, let's dip into the coffee. Oh, that'll help. Italian espresso. But I'm still going to make it in a cafetiere. The notes are getting easier to find because there's less of them to look through now. So, Italian espresso. This Central American bean has been roasted the Italian way to produce a dark roast, which makes a fantastic espresso. The start to any great coffee. Well, I've not made it as an espresso, but it's going to be great anyway, I'm sure. So then, a full Italian espresso, but a whole mug full of it, for breakfast on Friday the 13th. Start the day with a bang, eh? Yeah, I can confirm this is rocket fuel. Today is going to be a frantic day. I'm sure of this. So as it is Friday the 13th, I thought we should probably have my personal horror story of the year, which is the Revo Slot Viper white kit that I painted in Warsteiner livery. Oh, a nightmare. Let me explain. So then, this is my personal nightmare from this year. This is the white kit car, Revo Slot Viper, that Mrs. Slottar got me when I reached 2,000 subscribers. And she got me the white kit and some Warsteiner decals. And I didn't quite know what to do. And in the end, I settled on this idea for a paint scheme, a central stripe with an offset and so on. And I prepped the body, and I primered it, and I painted it white, and I put a coat of clear over it just to seal it in, just a light coat. And I dropped it when the coat of clear was still wet. Got a load of dirt in it, and that was that really. So it had to go for a swim in the alcohol bath, strip all the paint off, prep the body again, primer it again, white paint again, more clear coat, and then you should just walk away and leave things at that point. And I didn't. I went back to have a look at it and was having a bit of a poke around, and for whatever reason took leave of my senses and touched it and left a big fingerprint about there in the clear coat again. So that was no good. So it went back in the alcohol, stripped back, and me and the car fell out for about 6 months. And then I came back to it again, primered it again, white again, gloss again, didn't drop it, didn't stick a fingerprint in it. We're going quite well at this point. Masked up and sprayed all the gold areas, still going pretty well. And then I gave it, I think, another very light coat of clear just to seal the gold in. And then I put the Warsteiner decals on it. Here, 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 and this one on the front. And left it overnight, came back, looked at it in the morning, and this decal was fine. But this one, this one, this one, and this one had all reacted somehow, and there were, it kind of looked more like marshmallows stuck on there than nice smooth flat decals, which is what it should have done. So again, the car bit me. 3 times it bit me. This time I didn't relent and throw it straight back in the bath. I masked off these gold areas, scraped off the horrible bits of decal, managed to wet and dry down the surface a little bit, and resprayed the gold, although not on the front here. And this still annoys me. I should have redone that bit as well. But because this decal didn't react, I only resprayed this piece, and there is a slight colour difference because there's more gold on here than there is on this one. It still annoys me. You can tell I'm going on about it. However, printed out my own decals on some paper, which I've had for printing out from my laser printer for ages, and those never react with anything. And they certainly don't react with the lacquer I use. So I've printed out these black ones and put those on instead. No problem, no reaction, more clear coat, and then finally masked off again and put satin black round everywhere, and did satin black across the back, satin black on the wing, and reversed the stripe so there's gold on the black where there's black. Anyway. And finally, I was happy with it. And I am happy with it, apart from this slight colour mismatch here. But it was a struggle. My love-hate relationship with this car carries on because it's actually not by any means the quickest in its class for the Revo slots. It's because I haven't loved it enough through the creation process. I don't love it enough to give it the tuning it really needs. I really should. That should probably be a New Year's resolution, is sort this car out and get it as quick as the rest. I have done a little bit of tuning. As you can see, I've put a little bit of electrical tape on here. Not very much, and it's very flexible electrical tape. It's not this drywall tape people seem to plaster across the bottoms of the car. The function of this tape is not to restrict anything. Everything still moves. But all of this does is damp that movement. Doesn't restrict it, it just damps it slightly, which stops the whole thing clicking and clacking as you go in and out of corners. I do it on all of my Revo slots. Just two tiny little squares of electrical tape, very loosely applied really. So still plenty of movement, and they still go all right. So yes, it goes quite well for a Revo slot, but it doesn't go as well as it could. And I really must fall back in love with this car. So that's Friday the 13th, and that's my horror story, which, looking at it now, has a happy ending. Talking of endings, not necessarily happy ones, it's now time for Mrs. Slotter's Christmas joke. How does Rudolph know when Christmas is coming? He looks in his calendar. Yeah, Christmassy and funny. I'll go with that today. They're getting better again. See you tomorrow.